Get off the sidelines and take control of your financial future at www.tackletrading.com. Get in the game.
Matt Justice here for Tackle Trading to do a video for my new students. Had some great new students there in the Miami area just this past weekend. Absolutely loved it. Loved the energy in the room. Loved the passion, the dedication, the courage of these new students. Really starting to take control of their financial future and putting the control of their future in their own hands. And I think that's very inspirational to see people who will go out of their way to change their focus to a certain extent in what trading is all about, what investing is all about. And it's absolutely inspirational, and I can't wait to continue to work with them and to see their progress over the next month, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and definitely keep me posted on that progress. So basically what the video is I was talking to the group yesterday about the go-to-bed trade in the Forex market. And currently right now it's 8:27 Eastern Standard Time, 6:27 my time, but it's 8:27 Eastern Standard Time, and the Japanese markets have just opened up, the currency markets have just opened up, and what we're seeing here is basically what we've been seeing for the better part of the last 2 or 3 weeks. At the open of the market, we've seen gapping situations. For example, as you can see on the 30-minute chart here, you see a gap down, close back up, and it fills the gap. That's very consistent with what we saw last time too, although we had a much deeper gap on last week because of all the negative Greek news. And so you had a gap down, fill the gap, and then ultimately started heading back down for the next couple of days. And so we're kind of doing something similar here: gap down, fill gap, and now it's really kind of struggling at this 1.11 level. To me, I would have a very hard time buying the euro right now on the go-to-bed trade, especially before the European markets actually open up later on tonight. And so when we're looking at this right now, it's kind of just hitting its head right there at that filling the gap rate, really not moving anything at all right now. If you switch it to a 5-minute chart, here, you can kind of see how quickly it filled the gap, and then now how it's kind of struggling right here. I like it. I like a short trade right now, but again, I would prefer waiting until tonight when the European markets open. And so what we were talking about with the go-to-bed trade is more about with the U.S. dollar Japanese yen pair, and you're kind of seeing something very similar here. Dollar gaps down, fills the gap, and now it's kind of starting to show a little bit of weakness right there as well. If you scroll over to the last time this happened, dollar gaps down last week and then fills the gap before heading down to a certain extent. So that was the last couple gaps that we saw. And then if I can go back over just in time, just a little bit more. So this is the July 3rd one. The week before that event, you saw something similar happen. Gap down, all the way back, not all the way back up, but kind of came back up and then started trending to the downside to a certain extent. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing a fairly consistent pattern with the gap down fill, then continue to move in the direction of the gap. And it's a little complicated just given the fact that there's a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty and whatnot. But I still think there's an opportunity out there. So here's the Australian dollar Japanese yen pair. We're going to do this go-to-bed trade on this one here. Now here you've seen something similar, gap down, fill the gap. But what I really like here as well is that this is a head and shoulders pattern, and so you broke the head and shoulders pattern, and this could be considered a little bit of a KOD, kiss of death pattern here. I would love to hit it already up into this range, and so you might want to wait a little bit, but let's just go ahead and make the trade just to show you how it's done. So there's a couple ways to do this in terms of making the trade, and again, I like to the downward side, so we're going to sell the Australian dollar and buy the Japanese yen. And yes, I know everybody knows how I feel about the Japanese yen, but at the same time, we got to follow the information here. So if you right click here and you just right click on MetaTrader 4, which you can download from FXCM, you go to one click trading, you type in your position size right here. So let's say I wanted to do a $1,000 position size. I'd go 0.5. That is 1/2 of a standard lot. If you just did one standard lot, it'd be 1. If you wanted to take a $10,000 position, okay, excuse me, not there. If you want to take a $10,000 position, it's 0.1. So for every time it says 10 here, that's $10,000 that you're actually controlling. You only putting up, basically 2% of that, so you would put up $200. So let's do 1/2 standard lot, which is a $1,000 position size. And so since I'm going to sell here, I can just click that button right there, sell, boom, done. Now, that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is right click, trading, and then you could go sell stop, buy stop, and that's to close it. So let's go ahead and close out real quick. So if I right click trading and I wanted to sell, so I'm going to sell, okay, in terms of that. That's another way to do it. But I like the best way to do it is this. I like to just click the button, we sell it. Now, see this little horizontal line right there? That's my sell order. I'm going to right click on that, and you could put a trailing stop loss at 15 pips, 20 pips, 25, 30, whatever you wanted to do. You can modify this right here. Okay, and then all of a sudden it says stop loss right there. So if I said I want to put a stop loss right above the highs here, 91.15 we'll say. So we're going to go 91.15. Okay, we're going to modify that, and as you can see, I got my stop loss right there as well. If I wanted to adjust it all the way up there, I could. If I wanted to bring it back down to a better level, I could do that as well. So that's kind of how you place the trade. That's how you put your stop loss in, and all of a sudden, you go to a movie, go to dinner, go to bed, wake up in the morning, hopefully you're up 30, 40, 50 pips, and that's how it is done, ladies and gentlemen. So hope you enjoyed the go to bed trade for my new students out of Miami, and I hope all of my students everywhere else enjoyed that as well as the market prep video tonight. So Matt Justice, Tackle Trading for Rich Dad, for Legacy, for everything that we deal with over there at Tackle Trading. Changing lives one trade at a time, taking control of financial futures. Matt Justice, Tackle Trading, I'm out.